In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a custom workspace in Adobe Illustrator. This is going to be on the Adobe Illustrator certification exam, plus you want to have your layout match mine because that's what the tutorials are going to look like. So it's easy to follow. I find it's the best way to work and to give you access to all the useful panels and information available to you inside of Illustrator. So what we need to do, we need to create a new document. Doesn't matter which kind or which size. I'm just going to create new. I'm going to come over to web and I'm going to click the first one, and we can name the preset here Workspace just to get in the habit of naming our new files, and we don't need to change anything else. We're just going to click create. Then I'm going to hit Command 0. Oops, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to hit Command 0 so that my artboard fits full screen. Now, Adobe has streamlined in Adobe CC 2018. They've streamlined the workspace panels and some of the functionality up here. We're going to bring some of that back. So in the menu bar over here, the application bar, we're going to come over under Essentials. I'm going to click that little down arrow, and I want to choose Essentials Classic. We're going to start with this as our base and then tweak it from there. So I'm clicking on Essentials Classic. Now in the next few steps, you might need to pause the video several times to follow along with me, and then at the very end just double check to make sure your panels match mine in the right order. It's going to be very important throughout the year. First thing first, we don't need libraries, so we're going to ditch those. If you have a personal account, libraries are nice, but since you have a school account that's kind of shared, we're going to turn that off. I'm going to open up these things, these little icons for right now. I'm just going to open up so I can pull a couple things out of there. It opens up some more panels. We are going to want to bring color all the way up. Alright, so let me show that again. I'll go a little bit slower here. Whoops. That was like that. So I'm clicking on the color tab. I'm dragging it over here up above properties, so there's a horizontal blue line above properties, and I'm letting go. That creates a new panel right there. I want to click on the options bar. This is really handy. This will be on the exam. Knowing about options for panels, it's always these little lines in the upper right. So I'm going to click on that. I want to switch this from RGB, red, green, blue, to hue, saturation, and black. I want to bring my swatches over right next to color. And then I'm going to come up to window, and I want to choose, let's see where it's at on here, color themes. So I'm going to click on color themes under window, and we're going to talk about color themes and how to log in later. I want to come back to color like this and show options. Alright, I want to be able to see my hue, saturation, and black sliders, and I want to see all of these colors. Next, I'm going to take stroke and appearance and all this good stuff right here, stroke, gradient, and transparency. I'm going to not click on any of these three tabs. I'm going to click on the empty space here, so I select the whole panel, and I'm going to drag that above properties, blue horizontal line right below our color picker. So we have stroke, gradient, and transparency. In front of stroke, I want to move appearance. So I'm going to move it onto the same panel. It's going to move it all the way to the right. I'm going to drag it until it goes to the left, and we have appearance, stroke, gradient, and transparency. Next, perhaps the most useful panel in all of Illustrator is the Layers panel, which currently resides over here. We don't need asset export, so we're going to drag that off. Click the X to close that panel out. We do want layers and artboards. So in the empty space, not on a specific tab, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag and move that below appearance. And then I want appearance to be a little bit shorter, so I can drag that up. We want to see lots of layers. Next, we're going to do some stuff over on this panel. We don't need color guide, so I'm going to ditch that and close it. We want brushes, symbols, and graphic styles all together. So I'm going to move graphic styles up. Click on brushes so it's active. And then I want to collapse to icons so we have more screen real estate, okay? These things are going to be used less often, so we just want the icons. And you'll learn what they are as you move along through the year. We need to add a few things to that little bar though. We're going to come up to Window. So anytime there's not a panel here that we need, it's going to be under Window and all of these options in alphabetical order. We're looking for the Transform window, and it's going to come with a line and pathfinder. We do want all of those. I'm going to click on the top of the window, and I'm going to drag it below the line so that there's 1, 2, 3, a line, 1, 2, 3. If you messed up, you can just drag them down. Then we want to add character. So we're going up to Window, and when we type, like doing posters and stuff, we're going to want character window, paragraph window, and open type window. So we're going to drag those right below that line. Now we want to go back up to Window again. We're going to come back under type, and this time we're going to choose character styles. So I'm going to click on character styles. I'm going to drag that right below that line. We're almost done. Let's add window. Oh, well, actually, here, I think we'll do navigator first. So window, navigator. We don't need info, so I'm going to drag it off. Click X. And I'm going to take navigator, put it right down there. And properties, which is hidden here at the bottom, we're going to drag properties up and put that as the last icon. Now I'm going to stretch this panel just a little bit until we see color themes not cut off and transparency not cut off. We want to have color first, appearance, and layers. All right, we don't want the other tabs active. We want those active. We want this closed. I'm going to hit Command 0 again just to make sure that my artboard fits in there. And we want to have this new control panel up, which disappears in the new version of Essentials. Now we made all these changes, and this is what I want you to use to work with throughout the year. So you need to be able to save this, right? You create a custom workspace, now we need to be able to save it. So we're going to hit this down arrow right here next to Essentials Classic. And we want to create a new workspace. I'm going to call that new workspace Graphic Arts and click OK. One last little tweak. We're going to come under Graphic Arts. We're going to come to Essentials Classic. We want to reset this back to what it looked like by default. So we have Essentials Classic, down arrow, and reset. And it'll take us back to the beginning. Click on the down arrow again and Graphic Arts, and we're back to the custom one that we created. We're all good.